Hey everyone, welcome to or back to the channel. My name is Hunter Hauk. If you're new here, welcome, or if you've seen my videos, welcome back. Either way, I am glad that you are here. I am currently fostering a crested gecko, and I've fostered one before, and I've had a lot of people ask me, Hunter, what are your thoughts on crested geckos? So today I'm just going to kind of share my first impressions on crested geckos. Rocket is an interesting little feller, that is for sure. So with me here today is Rocket. He is the crested gecko that I'm currently fostering for Crimson Exotics, which is the multi-state reptile rescue that I co-founded late 2019. So a little over a year old now. And yeah, I'm just so excited to have Rocket, the foster crested gecko, and exciting news, he has found a home that he will be going to in Pennsylvania next week. So he'll be flying across the country to his brand new home. So the first thing that I really think of when I hear someone talk about crested geckos is this stuff. And it's very reflective, but it's Pangea crested gecko diet, because that's one of the major selling points to crested geckos. That has to be my favorite thing about crested geckos. They eat something called crested gecko diet, which is just a powder that you add water to, and then you put it in a little cup and you suction cup it to their enclosures, and they eat it overnight, and all is good and well in the world for them. And then you give them bugs like once a week, or if they're babies, a little more than that. But yeah, they're super easy to feed, which is just amazing. I really like that about crested geckos. The next thing that I really like about them is that they are arboreal geckos. So those of you who are returning subscribers to the channel know Peyton and Pippin, my two leopard geckos. I'm a big fan of terrestrial geckos, which means that having an arboreal gecko is definitely a big change for me. And Rocket's getting ready to jump. Come on, buddy, get on my hand. So crested geckos, just like most geckos other than leopard geckos as well as a few other terrestrial geckos, have very cool feet in that they have these sticky toe pads that they can use. It's similar to static electricity to just kind of cling onto stuff. It's actually millions of little hairs that they can use to stick to everything, including glass. Like, watch him not want to go on the glass. Rocket, get on the glass, buddy. I want to show you off your skills. Can you even see that? I don't know, but I'll put in some B-roll of it. Anyway, so yeah, that's something that I really like, is that they love to climb and stuff, and that's something that makes them a lot different than leopard geckos and bearded dragons, which are my other reptiles. So they remind me more of my white tree frogs almost, that just climb and like to stay up high, and that's something that I really do find fascinating about crested geckos compared to a lot of other geckos. Actually, it's with most geckos. I guess that's just what I find fascinating since I'm used to leopard geckos. I also really like how you can make them just these beautiful bioactive enclosures. Obviously, Rocket doesn't have a big, beautiful bioactive enclosure since he is just a foster gecko, but if and when I get a permanent crested gecko or another tropical New Caledonian gecko type animal, I will definitely be giving them a big, beautiful bioactive enclosure, because they definitely seem to benefit from lots of plants and stuff to do, and I think that would be really cool to make it kind of a living centerpiece. As you can see with the Rocket here, they are also really good about handling as he jumps. Yep. Get off the succulents, buddy. They are really good about handling. You just have to learn to know when they're about to jump. You can feel it. They'll start pushing their legs down a little bit. Then you just stick out your hand and get ready. My bed is like right there, and obviously there's all this behind me. You just want to make sure you're not holding your crested gecko standing up in the middle of nothing for them to land on, because that could be very bad. And yeah, you just don't want to risk them getting hurt or anything. But as long as you're able to kind of read their body language and stuff, which you do get used to pretty quickly, They are really cool animals. One of the things that I really am not a huge fan of about them is that when they drop their tail, it never regrows, and a lot of crested geckos do at some point in their life drop their tail. I'm not sure why they don't regrow, because it's not really an evolutionary advantage to not have a tail when you're born with a tail, but it's okay. They have caudal autotomy, which means the ability to drop their tail at any time when they please. Not when they please, they don't enjoy doing it, it's just when they feel scared. Rocket, please don't jump again. But yeah, they are pretty easily handleable and stuff, and so I do really like that about crested geckos. I'm just trying to think here. I had notes, but then I forgot to print them. So overall, like, my first impressions of crested geckos are awesome. I really like them, and I would love to have one someday, but why don't I have one? A lot of people have said, Hunter, you always foster crested geckos for Crimson Exotics. I've fostered 2 crested geckos for Crimson Exotics, but still, I fostered them and I love them, and I'm always talking about how much I love crested geckos. Why don't I have one? Well, I mean, that's just because right now I'm working on putting everyone in bigger and better enclosures, like the White's tree frogs. They're in their babies right now, so this enclosure is still perfectly big for them, but they're going to be getting an even bigger one soon. A video will be coming on that. It's actually a really exciting project. And the leopard geckos, I'm working on planning out a cool build that they can each have more floor space. It's a long story. But anyways, I am just doing all sorts of cool upgrades and stuff and redoing everyone's enclosure that I already have, so I want to finish that before I add any new animals to my little reptile family that I have going on here. Another thing is I just really like crested geckos, and I really like gargoyle geckos, and I have zero idea which one I prefer. There are so many beautiful crested geckos and so many beautiful gargoyle geckos, so it's like, which one would I get? I can't decide, so once I make up my mind, then I'll at least know what species I want to get. If you have a preference between gargoyle geckos and crested geckos, definitely comment down below, because I need your input on which one makes a better pet and which one is cooler and stuff, because I can't decide on my own. He's so chill, like, I can just move him around and he could care less. The other thing is that there are just so many morphs of crested geckos, and I don't know which one is my favorite. I really like super harlequins, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I really like all sorts of them, so I would just be like, which one do I want? Because I think I only want one crested gecko. Obviously you can't house them together or anything, that's just a given, but like, I just don't feel like I want to have a ton of crested geckos when I already have 2 leopard geckos, so I would just want one. But what morph would I want? I'd have to wait until I found the perfect one. But yeah, all in all, I really do like crested geckos, and I think they make amazing pets. And in my experience, I've never had a bad experience with the ones that I've fostered. So if you're watching this video because you're deciding if it's the right pet for you, I definitely say if you've done lots of research and you think that this is the perfect pet for you and your family, then get yourself a crested gecko. They are really lovely little animals, even when they jump away and stuff. You just have to be super careful with them. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give a thumbs up. That really does help YouTube promote my videos to more people, and I really appreciate it. If you like Rocket here, or don't like Rocket, not Rocket, if you like crested geckos in general or dislike crested geckos, comment down below and tell me why. I want to hear your opinions as well. If you want to see all of my lovely personal animals every single day, be sure to follow me on Instagram. It is right there. It's somewhere on the screen. And be sure to subscribe if you want to see me talking about reptiles and amphibians twice per week. Once again, my name is Hunter Hauk. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.